I just wanted to make a little video because I know some of you couldn't make the Zoom meetings, or I went through a lot of information during the Zoom meetings and you're like, what did she say about this? And you want to go back and look at it. So I'm just going to make a PowerPoint and give you some information for the start of our school, time on campus starting on Monday, October 19th, some things that we normally would go through at the beginning of the year. Now, let's see. Uniform. So up to this point, camp kids have been wearing free dress. If you've been on Zoom, you've been in your uniform shirt. So we are going back to uniforms. Students need to be wearing their uniforms, their polos. They can wear long sleeve white shirts underneath for warmth. Also the Anthem jackets. The Anthem jackets have several different varieties like the one you see here. I am going to recommend that they do pick up one of these Ace High uniform jackets because winter is coming and it's getting colder, and yes, we have a heater in the classroom, but we are going to be airing out the classroom to try and get some fresh air in here. So it's going to be important that they have a uniform jacket that they can wear. They also need to have the black shoes. Now, here are some examples of some shoes that I just pulled offline. I did pull off all three of them are like tennis shoe type shoes. They can wear the other ones that are, as long as they're closed-toed, no boots, but they can wear closed-toed shoes. They can wear ones with little Mary Janes with little buckles on them. That works too. The only colors for the accents, like the buckles or the writing, it needs to be silver, gray, or white. Now, I know it's hard. I grew up in a uniform. It's hard to find those shoes. So if you're struggling with shoes, please don't hesitate to email me and I can help you, because I know the struggle, it's a struggle sometimes to find the right things. I did just pull these right offline. The middle one is New Balance. That's what I wear, and I know that they have all sorts of sizes and colors and shapes and widths, narrow, wide, and they're sturdy tennis shoes. The bottom one that has some white on it, I just wanted to give you an example of that's the most amount of white or silver or gray that will allow on a shoe. The sole can be that color, and then if they have like a Nike symbol or like an N for New Balance, if that's white, that works too. The laces need to be black though. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about was their school supplies. Now, I know you've seen the school supply lists before the beginning of the school year, maybe the summer, maybe the end of last year. These are the supplies that they need in first grade. I know some students have their supplies, some students have been using what they have at home, and some students already need to replace their supplies. So now is the time. I wanted to highlight a couple of things for school supplies and just a few reminders. If you look at their pens and pencils and things, and then their art supplies, they all need their name on them. They need their name on them, they need their initials on them, or they need their number on them. All your students have their number. If you don't know your student's number, I'm happy to give it to you. It's the same number that's on their book. The kids know what their number is, so if the number is quicker for you, that works too. They, all the things like every crayon, every colored pencil, every marker, they really do need their name on them, not just the box, because the boxes break and then they don't have the box. And I would say on any given school day, I'm picking up maybe like 5 or 6 pencils or crayons or school supplies off the floor. And when they don't have a name on them, they go in our lost and found. Now, normally, lost and found, okay, your student doesn't have a red crayon, go look in lost and found. But right now, we really can't do that with COVID, so you will have to replace those school supplies that they lose. So if you put their name on them, then when I pick them up, I know whose they are, and I'll return them to them. Okay, also they will go through a lot of glue sticks this year, and some we use our expos a lot. So if you see them on sale, or you're like, oh, let me get the bulk one, they're gonna need, at some point this year, your student's gonna need new glue sticks or new crayons or new markers or new dry erase markers, things like that. They're gonna need them again. So I do recommend that if you see them on sale to pick them up now. Also, I just wanted to point out that backpacks, folders, lunch boxes, they need to be plain. They need to have their name on them. They shouldn't have characters, or they shouldn't have teams like the Green Bay Packers or the 49ers. They shouldn't have that on them. If you have a question about their backpacks, go ahead and send me an email, call the office, send me a picture, and ask if it's okay. Okay? Our school rules. So you'll see that they're obedience, respect, responsibility, and safety. For the most part, when they're at school and on campus, they're pretty obvious of what they fall into, but it does look different online. So in the beginning of the year, we created what that would look like for our 4 rules, and I just wanted to remind you that you have that in your packet. If you need another copy, then go ahead and email me and I'll send you another copy. So here they are, and you'll just see that the 4 rules are broken into what it would look like for distance learning. Some of the rules that I wanted to highlight are just right here. The first one is leave your camera on. Your students should be leaving your camera on no matter if they have to go to the bathroom, whether it's not their turn to speak, whether they're watching. Because when I glance at the computer and I don't see their picture, they need to turn it on. I know like things happen, but as best we can, if I can see them, that's when I can help them the most. The second one is they need to be able to mute and unmute themselves. Thumbs up, show their whiteboards quickly. We move much quicker in second quarter in first grade during a normal year, and we definitely will now. And so they need to be able to keep up with class and be able to do those things. Okay. They also need a quiet space with no toys, animals, siblings, adult conversations. They really need to be able to focus, and that's very hard for them. So they need those quiet spaces. Keeping up with the class and having materials at your table or desk with you. I'm not going to stop and wait for them to go get a tissue. I'm going to keep teaching. So if they're going to get a tissue or go to the bathroom or get a snack, I mean, get all the things, or I can't find my red pencil. They need everything with them. That's why I gave them the learning bin so they could somewhere to keep it. Because the more times they get up during class time, the more they're going to miss. There's also no more eating in class. I know that when you've been eating in reading groups while I'm not working with you, you will actually have a recess and a snack break, so they won't be eating during the Zoom time. Our clip chart. Our clip chart is something that we use for discipline. It encourages the kids to clip up by doing well. It encourages them not to clip down. It also helps them measure kind of how their day is going. And it helps them learn consequences for their actions, whether they're good or bad. So this year, there's my list of what they're called, but really I want you to just take note of the rainbow color. Many times first graders will go home and say, oh, I clipped up to pink or I clipped up to purple, and I know it's hard to know, okay, which one is the top of their clip chart. If you just look and see, it's rainbow color. So pink is the very top. And then it's rainbow color backwards: purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Okay, if they get to pink, I will send an email out and just saying, hey, your student was a super starfish today. Or if your student was on red or has a significantly hard time during class, I will email you and let you know and say, hey, they're doing this, this, and this is what happened, so that we can communicate on their behavior as well. You will also notice it on their homework sheet. If you look there, they have the clip chart on their bottom of their homework sheet. I don't want to spend a lot of time on their homework right now. I will come back to it in a few minutes. But one of the things that is on their homework sheet is a clip chart. So you can see how their day or how their week is going. If you look at Monday, you'll notice that I marked, okay, I ended on swimming to success. But I also had a clip down on the bottom. So you'll see that even though, yes, I clipped up, I also had a clip down. So when you're asking your student about how their day was, yes, that's great. Ask them about their clip. Ask them, okay, what color is your clip? But also in asking about their clip, ask them if they got any clip downs. Now, I know sometimes it's hard to forget because they've been playing at daycare, or it's 5 o'clock and you haven't seen them all day. So I'm also marking it in their homework folder so that you can see it as well. Here's a copy of our schedule starting Monday. It looks a lot different than what I did before. Thank you for being flexible. I will also put a hard copy in your students' homework folder on Monday, and then also send one home with the students who are distance learning. That way, if you're distance learning, you have it right in front of you. And if you're on campus for classes, should your family need to quarantine and your student need to switch to be a distance learner during that time, then you have it as well. I just want to highlight a few things. The first one is that our mornings look almost identical. Our day starts at 7:55. The doors close at 8:10. So from 7:55 to 8:10, if you're on campus in person, that's when they're doing the check-in, the screening, and the doors open for them to come in. Okay, if you're distance learning and you're not on campus, you don't need to do all those things, but your student needs to start getting ready to start their day. Okay, at 8:10, my timer goes off and the door is closed. Anyone who comes in after that is marked tardy. If your student is not in the waiting room waiting for me at that time, they are marked tardy. And it is time to start our day. Really, it does. The timer goes off, I close the door, the students stand up, and we start with pledges. So please make sure that your student is on time. Other than that, our mornings are identical. There's a recess break from 10 to 10:15. Students on campus will go to recess and have their snacks. Distance learners, that's your opportunity to have a snack and stretch your legs. Okay, same with lunch. Our lunch is from 11:10 to 11:45. Students on campus will go. Students at home, well, that's their break. Okay, so in the afternoon, I do want to mention a few things, especially for the distance learners, because our afternoons look a little different. The left side is the on-campus students, and the right side is the distance learners. So if your student's a distance learner, they're going to want to make sure that they're waiting for me at 11:50 in the waiting room so that I can start my small group. This is going to be the opportunity where all my focus is on my distance learners, while my on-campus students are with my aide working with their work, finishing up their tasks for the morning. Okay, this is also my opportunity to read with your student if they're a distance learner. This will be the last time that I see them. After 12:20, they will be working independently for the rest of the school day. Okay, so here I have that, and then at 12:20 when they log off with me, there's things that they have already been doing, but then there's also some things that are different and new. So on Monday, I'll go through that with them in the small group time with your students so that they can have a successful afternoon on what all that looks like. Homework. I know you saw the homework sheet a minute ago when I talked about the clip chart. I just want to point out very quickly just a few things for them. The first one is their spelling homework. Spelling homework is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then their tests are on the last day of the week. So for this upcoming week, it's on Thursday. Normally, it's on Fridays. I just am going to show you real quick. Every Monday will be the same homework. It'll be the page that comes from their book. They're copying their list. Tuesday homework, they will copy the list and then trace the vowels with a second color. They've been doing this during class time, so they know how to do it. But I will send a sample home on Tuesday. And then Wednesday is 2 pictures, and we will try it in class once this week. They need to pick 2 of their spelling words. On this sample, I picked coat and maid, and they're going to write a sentence and draw a picture for both of those words. And then their memory verse, they are going to have the same memory verse this upcoming week as they had this week. They should be practicing that at home as well. And then their reading homework is 15 minutes a night. And whether they read their reader or a different book, they should be reading to an adult for 15 minutes. And then you'll see that I've circled whether I read a different book or my reader. Okay, and then those students who are struggling, I would recommend having them read their reading pages that they read in class, whether it's today's or for tomorrow, so they practice it. That'll give them some confidence and kind of meet them where they are at. So they have their tests on here as well, and then a test guide. I know I've been sending it out differently, but that way you know what to practice with them. Okay, and then a parent initial. You need to initial your student's homework sheet every night. So what you're initialing is that you've checked to make sure that their homework is done and complete and neat, that you have maybe practiced their memory verse with them, that you have or an adult has listened to them read for 15 minutes, and that everything they need. And then also their clip chart is on here, so you're also acknowledging how their days were. The last piece is that their bookmarks. And so up until this point, this has been stapled to their checklist, and they have just probably left it there. Now it is their bookmark, so they're going to start putting it in their readers. Okay, so they'll put it in their readers, and they will use it. They can use it to help track. They can use it to help work with what they need to work. You can kind of see where they're reading in class, but it's a good spot for them to keep it. And the next thing is that I ask for questions. If you have questions about uniforms or what happens if my student can't be at school, or what happens if they wake up with a sniffly nose, please don't hesitate to either call at the office and they'll put you through to my phone, or to make an appointment. I'm available after school. I do work until 4 o'clock. That's when I'm off. So feel free to make an appointment, please, and then just come in and ask questions. Feel free to email me, send me pictures, or call the office. A lot of your questions the office also can answer, so they're very helpful. All right, I think that's all I have. If you have questions for me, I'll see you soon. I can't wait for Monday. I can't wait for us to come back. And I will see you then. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later. Thank you. Bye.